Well, a lot of what I learned, actually, we have learned from getmorecorporategigs.com and also Showbiz Blueprint. I'll just put a plug in there for Barry,
Please do.
because actually, before I started working with Barry Friedman of those programs, my copywriting was the same as pretty much everyone else's. It was very ego driven, had lots of things about who I am, where I've been, what I want to do, what my goals are in life, that sort of stuff. What my cat's name was, and things that were not, it's true, not pertinent to the selling process at all. And I've done a lot of reading about copywriting as well. And, once again, the tools are out there if you want to spend the time doing it. Or you say, you know what, this is not what I do. I'm going to find someone who can do this more effectively than I. When I was a kid, I in high school, people were saying, "What do you want to do for a living?" And I knew I couldn't be a performer because I didn't know any performers. But I said, "Oh," and even though that's what I wanted to do, I said, "Well, I'm going to be a writer. That's what I want. I want to be a writer." And I was voted class writer for my high school and stuff like that. It was on the newspaper. So writing was always something that I really enjoyed. But I quickly found out you couldn't make a living at that. So I got a job. I started performing and realized, no, no, this is really what I want, and it worked out. So now, 40 years, no, 30, I'm not that old.
Two
35
years later,
2 years later in art school, here I am. I've come full circle, and I find that I'm doing a lot of writing. I'm actually a marketer, advertiser, which is something I was looking at. It's like, well, gee. So I ended up being what I wanted to do, and in so many different ways, performer and writer at the same time. So again, most of the time when people write copy for their website, it's all about me, 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 me. I do 5 clubs. I do this. I do this and that, and I really like to do that, and hopefully you'll want to like me too. Um, but copywriting, and I've read this many, many times, so I'm not the only one, is about finding a need and filling it, realizing who your audience is, first of all. That's important to say to yourself, okay, I want to find corporate audiences. So what do corporate audiences look like? What do they think like? Well, they think non-offensive. They think, uh, clean, which is not the same as non-offensive, but clean, and presentable. You have to have a certain look to you. So keep those things in mind, and you say, okay, how can I tell this in a way on the page while including what I do as well? Filling it out is where the craft comes in, making it different than the words other people say all the time as well. But yes, for the most part, it isn't sales oriented. And when you talk about sales oriented, you have to think, how can I put myself in that person's place? How can that person visualize me, the performer, there in the room, filling their needs and being exactly what they want, rather than I've got something. Can I somehow fit that into what you want? No, that's not. That's most performers think of it in a backwards way. How can what I do come into your space? You're entering their space. You need to show that you can conform to their expectations.